Just looking at the reaction on both sides of the aisle, seeing words like stunning and shocking, and even hearing them this morning, disturbing, wow, from Republicans and Democrats to many of these nominations choices. You've been with us reporting throughout the campaign in the run-up to the re-election of President Trump. So I guess my first question to you is it so shocking? Because I don't think it is at all. Not shocking at all. And this is exactly the kind of thing that President Trump laid out very clearly as he was running for re-election. And I just want to sort of set the record straight on that. It's just not a surprise. Not to me. Wondering what you think. And also, what is your reaction to the nominations that you're hearing from around the world?
So I suppose, it's shocking in the sense that Donald Trump's earliest picks for his cabinet seemed to be more conventional. The Pete Waltzes of the world were people who have respect, could be understood in the context of America's foreign policy, but America's system of government more broadly. And that's why Matt Gaetz, I think, did come as a shock, maybe perhaps not after Tulsi Gabbard, also an unconventional pick. And that's, I think, many of us thought perhaps he was going to go down a more conventional route just because some of the early picks were more conventional. I've heard, as we all have this morning, even from very conservative constitutional lawyers, that they find the pick of Matt Gaetz unfathomable. But you're right, Mika. I mean, Donald Trump did signal all through the campaign, and people around him signaled that one of his priorities was to go after people who were his political enemies. It's very clear that he feels aggrieved at the way that he's been treated by the Justice Department in the way that Matt Gaetz does. I mean, in this way, they're similar. They're kind of peas in a pod. They both feel they've been victimized. They both feel they've been wrongly investigated. And so you could kind of see why it would make sense. The reporting is that Matt Gaetz was not high up on the list. Other people around Donald Trump didn't think he was necessarily going to be the Attorney General pick. And then he flew up with Donald Trump yesterday morning to Washington, D.C., and the reporting is that as a result of those conversations, his name was then announced. So maybe this is Donald Trump not being as organized about his cabinet as we had thought he was from the early pick. I mean, when he came in and immediately announced Susie Wiles, we thought this is different from 2016. This is somebody who's been planning this. It's organized. There's a system here. And yet the last couple of appointments suggest that may not be the case, that some of this is being... Pete Hegseth only went down to Mar-a-Lago on Monday, was announced very quickly. Matt Gaetz, it appears, was announced very quickly after those conversations on the plane. So perhaps there is a little bit more chaos around this one. I think the thing I remember thinking in 2016 is, how does competence factor into the Trump administration's cabinet? And I think some of the last appointments that we've had, Pete Hegseth, not necessarily the most qualified for the job he's doing. Matt Gaetz also raised the question, is this cabinet going to be able to do the things that Donald Trump wants? Because do they have the experience even to do it?